Hey lovelies, it's Ebony Bradley. Welcome back to my channel where I'm creating hair care confidence. And guess what? I did some knotless bohemian braids without any synthetic hair with cornrows, y'all. So let's get into it. Now, of course, I started out with freshly washed, freshly blow dried hair for this style. Blow drying my hair just makes it so much easier to part and braid and style my hair versus if I were to just say start off with a braid out or something with like a lot of waves and curls involved. I will never do that because it just creates too much opposition. There's tangles, there's knots, and we just aren't going to do that because then I just give up. And there was no way that could happen because I was going out of town and needed my hair braided down for the convenience. And not to mention, I get all of my length when I blow dry my hair first. And because I'm not adding any synthetic hair to the braids, that was a necessity. Now, before cornrowing each braid, I added some braid gels, the same braid gel that I used when I did the knotless braids with synthetic hair in one of my previous videos. I will link everything that I used in the description box so you guys will know exactly what to get in case you're interested. But yeah, adding the gel to the cornrows just makes them that much neater. I will admit it makes it a little more difficult to handle, but it keeps all the hairs from scattering around while you're trying to cornrow your hair. So you just got to be patient and take your time. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably heard this already, but I know a lot of you guys don't know that I didn't relax my hair until I was about 14 years old. So all through middle school, I used to cornrow my hair because it would just save me time throughout the week and it just kept all my curls under control. But once I got a relaxer, I didn't spend any time cornrowing my hair anymore. So I haven't done a style like this probably since I was like 14 or 15 years old, and somehow it all just came flooding back to me. I don't know how this worked out, but somebody on my Instagram said, this was muscle memory kicking in, and they are definitely right because I've only cornrowed Lennox's hair and Lex's hair since I was in middle school, not my own. And when you are cornrowing your own hair, if you do it often enough, then you know that that's not the same. Doing your own versus someone else is a completely different ball game. But I think I did pretty well here. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm glad I didn't give up because the first braid that I tried to do, oh my gosh, y'all, was getting hot. It took me like 30 seconds to get frustrated. And then I said, you know what? Nope. I'm just going to try something a little bit different. And it ended up working out. I think I made the mistake of trying to do one long braid diagonally across the top of my head because I wanted to kind of do that, the cornrows where they kind of mostly go to the right or to the left and then straight back on the other side, kind of like a side part type of situation. You guys have seen this. I know y'all have seen it, but that didn't work out because I was trying to like braid across and the braid was super long. So once I parted it down the middle and started with the really short ones right next to the middle part, I was able to get that done and build the confidence that I needed to complete the front half of my hair because there was no way I was going to do knotless braids on my entire head. The whole goal here was to save time, and I'm so happy that it worked out. Now, once I finished the front part of my head, I went to bed, number one, and finished the rest within like the next 2 days, day and a half. I just wanted to get enough done to make me feel like, okay, if something doesn't work out and I can't get the rest of it done, at least the front half is finished, which is what was bothering me the most anyway. All the postpartum regrowth seems to be the frizziest on the crown of my head. Now it's time to braid the back. Now the back wasn't that hard to deal with, parting it and separating it and all that stuff. Lex definitely had to help me again with the parting process. I did not get that on camera because it was just enough already. I just wanted it to be parted so that I could move on. And plus you guys saw that in my last video. But yeah, this whole process was so much easier than when I did the braids before because I'm not using any synthetic hair. So I spent way less time prepping hair, separating it, all that stuff, and adding it to the braid, trying to keep it from tangling within the braid. This was just so much easier. Not to mention it was way lighter too. Like it didn't cause any neck pain like the other braids did. Like it was just such a better situation. Oh, and I forgot to mention I am using a monitor plugged into my camera so that I can see the back of my hair. And this moment here is when I was trying to figure out, like, do I like this? I don't know. Now, what I will do differently is add more curly human hair pieces to my braid when I do this again. In these sections, I only added about 3 pieces of curly hair to each braid. Because, I mean, at the time, you know, it felt like that was enough. But as I went further up the back of my hair, I started to add more pieces to the braids. And I will definitely start with more moving forward. I just like the fullness of it. I like the body that it gives. And because I'm not using synthetic hair, the braid looks a little bit skinnier. So the hair helps to add to the braid. Now, just in case you were wondering, for each individual braid that I did, it took about 5 minutes at least for each braid. And y'all, that was a lot, okay? Especially since I wasn't adding any synthetic hair. I thought it would go much faster, but I found myself having a little bit of trouble adding in the human hair. It's just a matter of, you know, what is it called? Dexterity. Trying to put it in the right space so that it reaches your mouth and you can hold it taut without pulling it completely out the braid and blah, 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 blah. But whatever, y'all, I got it done. And in case you're wondering, I got this hair from Amazon. I will definitely link that in the description box as well. It separated very easily, and all I had to do was mist it with just a little bit of water to help define it so that it wasn't pulling apart as I was adding it to the braid. Oh, and another thing that I would definitely do differently moving forward is using a little bit of a bigger section for the curly pieces when adding them to the braids. So like in the back, I use pretty small pieces because I thought I don't need a whole lot, whatever, you know, just whatever looks good, that's what I'm going to add. But as I started to move up the back of my head, as I started to see the braids kind of like pile onto themselves, I was like, okay, I think I want a little bit more hair. I want a little bit more coverage. And that's exactly what I did. So I will for sure moving forward make the sections a little bit bigger, because not only does it give more volume, obviously, it also helps to account for the shedding and the not matting, but you know, kind of how like the hair comes together after so many days of wearing it. It just kind of, I don't know the word, y'all. This pregnancy brain is just everlasting, apparently. And Lennox is almost 18 months old, so I really just don't know what that's about. But anyways, it will kind of get a little stringy as time goes on. And the more hair you have to work with, the less that matters. And this braid right here is a perfect example of what I wish I had done for all the braids. The sizes of the sections here are perfect. I used 6 curly pieces for the braids, and it just looks so much better to me. Now, overall, y'all, this came out so nice. I have no complaints. I just am so curious to know what this would look like had I done what I did at the top all the way down to the bottom. But next time we will definitely see for sure. Now, y'all, I'm so torn. I love, love, love the cornrows, but I'm also curious to know how my whole head would look braided in this style. So maybe I will do just that next time. But that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And as always, thanks for watching.